getting tone from Pilates to unnecessary ranges of motion, there's a lot of overrated fitness advice. So let's simplify a lot of it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you do like today's video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want online coaching, be sure to click the link in the description and we can book a call together to see if we're a good fit. There's a lot of overrated fitness advice on social media because there's just a lot of people trying to stand out with outrageous takes or just trying to make things up that aren't real at all. So today we're going to be reacting to 5 different overrated fitness advice and seeing how we can simplify it and make it easier for you to have a healthier lifestyle. And since I'm only reacting to 5, be sure to comment some that you just think are outrageous or just silly in general, because I get a good kick out of laughing at overrated takes in fitness industry, and I'd love to see what you have found. Number 1, we're starting out very strong, is carbs make you fat. Carbs get a bad rap for a lot of things. One being they are technically the only macronutrient that you can live without and be completely fine. A lot of people do carnivore and completely remove carbs from the diet and they are happy with it. But the one statement I don't love is carbs making you fat, because this is just an oversimplification of how we gain fat. How we gain fat is a calorie surplus by eating more than we burn each day, not just from eating carbs. And one of the reasons why carbs get a bad rap with this is because it's easy to eat a lot of calories worth of carbs. It's easy to eat a lot of pasta and be at like 800 calories of just carbs alone. And this is why people like to cut carbs, because it pushes them into a calorie deficit without them even thinking twice. Because once you remove carbs from your diet, you realize how much carbs you actually consume and you're like, oh, okay, I'm accidentally in a calorie deficit. No wonder I'm losing fat. But what I really want to stress though is most people will just cut carbs completely out of their diet, and I don't recommend that you do so. I would still have a little bit of carbs in your diet because they serve a purpose and they have a lot of benefits for you. Carbs fuel training performance and are going to help you with your workouts incredibly because they are our preferred energy source in that situation. So if you remove carbs completely, you might notice a decrease in performance in your workouts and you'd be wondering why you aren't as strong or hitting the weights that you used to. But if you are trying to lose weight, you should have a little bit of carbs in your diet just to have a good energy source and overall make sure your workouts are performing well. Number 2 is you have to do endless cardio to lose fat. As we stated before, fat loss comes from being in a calorie deficit. But most people think that the way to get into a calorie deficit is to do an excess amount of cardio to make sure their activity levels are so high that they're burning so many calories that they don't have to change their diet at all. But typically what people do is do a very high intensity type of cardio, and this really only acts for 5% of the calories we burn each day. Instead, we should be doing a type of cardio like walking and getting more steps in the day, because this has a bigger effect on how many calories we would burn each day. But overall, we shouldn't just rely solely on the cardio we're doing. We should look at our diet and bump down into a calorie deficit, because then we don't have to just stress so much on the cardio alone or the steps alone in order to burn calories to lose weight.
How long should we stay in a deficit before going back up to maintenance?
It's 12 weeks.
12
weeks, everybody knows. Yep, 8 to 12 weeks. That's your deficit. As soon as you are done with that 8 to 12 week range, you don't go 13. You're done. Your body is tapped. You're not going to go any longer. You're back to the surplus. And then the next question should be, how long do you go off season? 9 months to a year.
Statements like this are absolutely not helpful at all. People speaking in absolutes tend to just filter out all the other situations and make people think that there's just one rule to follow, which isn't the case at all. There is no specific time to be in a calorie deficit for. Everyone doesn't know that because there is absolutely no right answer for that. It's going to be very person dependent. It's not just going to be 8 to 12 weeks and you don't go for the 13th week at all. That's not true, because someone who's trying to lose 10 pounds of fat compared to someone who's trying to lose 100, the person who's trying to lose 100 pounds of fat is going to be in a calorie deficit much longer than the person who's just trying to lose 10 pounds of fat. I get it, he's probably just trying to speak to bodybuilders alone, but this can just confuse people who are trying to lose fat in general and just feel like they have to stick to 8 to 12 weeks. And if they don't achieve their goal in 12 weeks, they're like, okay, what do I do now? So if you're someone trying to lose weight, be sure to pick a realistic timeline of when you want to lose weight, but don't worry about the specific 8 to 12 rule. If you go to a 13th week, it's not the end of the world, I promise you. I never really liked the recommended caloric intake for the average person or adult. It doesn't really make any sense because everyone has different activity levels, people weigh different, people are different heights. There are so many factors at play here that 2,000 calories for every single adult doesn't really make sense. And that's why calorie calculators exist. That's why I like this specific one, because it just helps identify those variables and give you the best number that it can. Of course, it's going to be an average guess, so you might need to change the number a little bit, but it's giving you the best guess for you specifically and all your variables included.
New Year, New Me is because physiologically, anatomically, brain structure-wise, idea set-wise, perception-wise, how everyone else sees you, you are basically identical December 31st and Jan 1. There's no new you.
Now, I don't agree with some of Mike's takes for fitness advice and overall training, but this I absolutely agree with. Because for one, personally, I never was a big New Year's person in general. If I had a goal, I would just start it right away. The next day, I would be like, okay, how do I achieve this? How do I get started? I never really waited for New Year's, and I don't really like the feeling of just a complete restart because it sets so much expectation, and realistically, it sets a lot of people for disappointment because when starting on a real high, it's very easy to not have the habits in line, and then you just end up rebounding even bigger. I do think there's a lot of positive stories with New Year's resolutions for people needing that big push and getting started for a new year, new me, but I just don't agree with it because I would always just start the next day or start today if I have a goal in mind. Because if you're wanting to lose weight, then why wouldn't you just start today instead of just waiting a couple months for the new year? Because once it becomes October, I hear a lot of people just say, oh, I'll just wait till the new year to do that. I'll wait till the new year to start piano. I'll wait till the new year to start the gym. And this just isn't the right mindset because you're just pushing it off and leaving it to a later date. So it's much better to start today for your goals instead of just going along with the crowd and using the crowd's influence on you to change your goals. I'd rather you choose you for you and your specific date than just wait for a holiday to do it. But that's what I have for today's video. So if you did get any value from this, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you do want online coaching, be sure to click the link in the description and we can book a call to see if we're a good fit together and go from there.